Yo, what up, pimp? Can you believe how beautiful this snow is, man? Look at this. I bet, man, the snow over here, man. Shit, man. Look at all them trees down there, man. Shit. Alright, enough screwing around. What is this video about? No, I'm not looking throughout the window, am I? Am I in Colorado? Boulder, Colorado? No. I'm not. I'm just screwing around, dude. Actually, this video is going to be about OLED and QLED. OLED versus QLED. Alright, so I'm going to try to break this down for all of you who are not familiar with all these numbers. Okay, this video, okay, let me reverse, let me go back, let me repeat this again. This video, in a nice, slow tone of voice, it's going to be for those of you who have no idea about what's going on in today's market of televisions. You walk into a Best Buy, you walk into Magnolia, you walk into a Walmart, Target, you see all kinds of different letters, numbers, codes. Is this some kind of Illuminati, Freemasonic ritual going on here? I don't know. What the hell's going on? You see QLED, you see OLED, you see Super UHD, you see quantum dots, you see TCL, you see this, you see that. You see fire with the Amazon on the river, with the primal salty crocodiles running on the river. Look, it's confusing. Yes, I know it's silly, but it's confusing. It's confusing. And I know it's confusing for some of you out there who have no clue. And that's for whom this video is about. Because it's so damn confusing, you don't know what to buy. You don't know what to think. So what I'm going to do here on this video, whether you like it or not, I'm going to dissect it for you. All right. So what are we looking at here? We're looking at here a video that's colorful with white bright levels, some deep dark levels, and some peak brightness of the sun. Now this is the OLED. And I want you to understand something about the OLED. And this is why I'm doing this comparison. OLED doesn't have anything behind the panel. Actually, let me repeat that like this. The OLED has nothing behind here to emit the light. Okay? There's no layer of LED backlights here they're emitting. There's no light behind. There's nothing there. What does that mean? That means that it's not LCD LED panel. Okay? It's a different technology. Technology that you see on your cell phones, on Note 9, on your iPhone, stuff like that. Okay? It's called organic light emitting diode. What does that mean? That means that this is a emissive technology. What does the emissive means? You heard this term called emissive. What does the emissive means? Emissive means that it's emitting every and each pixel, red, green, blue, white, all of them. It's emitting it by itself. Why is that a big deal? It is a big deal because you're going to get the best possible picture quality and the detail when you are watching a native 4K, when you're playing a video game, when you're watching a movie. You will see more detail than opposite to this here. This right here, it's a QLED. It's still an LCD panel. Okay, let me repeat that one more time. This is still an LCD panel. What does that mean? It means that it has LCD panel built inside of it, and then behind it, it has quantum dots. These nanocrystals, that's created by nanosys. These nanocrystals, little tiny nanocrystals, that produce a much wider color gamut, billions of colors. So that way your television can look much better in color spectrum. But behind that quantum dot, you got the full array of LEDs. Those LEDs, they're behind the television. Those LEDs, They have to go through somewhere. And where are they going? They're going through the quantum dots, which enhances the color gamut of billions of colors, and then it lights up the LEDs. The LCDs, it lights up the LCD. Once it lights it up, yes, you'll have a much brighter picture. It will look much brighter. You will have much brighter color spectrum, okay? But the one thing you can't achieve, it's the viewing angles. Those viewing angles, soon as you move here, they're gonna start to be over bright. Like your deep dark levels will get over bright. Why? Because that light has to peek through somewhere. Okay? You all heard Jensen talk about the guy from NVIDIA talk about the real-time ray tracing. The light has to go through somewhere. And in this case, it's going through quantum dots that lights up that white color gamut, and then it lights up the LCD and all the pixels. 8.3 million of them on this television. Okay? Now, does this mean that quantum dot and QLED, it's a bad TV? No. What this means is me giving you the information. So when you go out there to buy a TV, hold on, let me turn this off, fan. What I'm doing here is I'm giving you the information. So when you go out there to purchase a TV, you have some understandings of, hey, is QLED LCD LED backlit technology for me? Is OLED panel technology for me? They all have positives and negatives. There's no perfect TV. When you finish watching this video, I hope you come away with this one idea that there is no perfect TV. And this is true, there is no perfect TV. If there was a perfect TV, it would be a checkmate. There would be only one ruler, and that's it. Whoever that might be. All right, so what are we talking about here? No, this video will not be edited. It's going to be raw, uncut. It's going to be exactly the way I'm going to show it to you, okay? There's no script. I'm not reading anything. There's no teleprompter, so it is what it is. Take it for what it is. All right, so right here, what are we seeing here? Okay, look at this angle. You see how the light bends, and you see that you're losing those deep dark levels here? And then you come this way, you're getting them back. That's because the light has to bounce from somewhere. That's the idea here. You can never achieve, no matter how many local dimming zones you put, you can't achieve a picture-perfect deep dark levels. You can achieve a decent deep dark levels for what the LCD LED can do, but that's about it. Now let's switch to the OLED. Look at this. Every and each deep dark level here, it's exactly the same. Why that is? Why is that? That's because every and each pixel it's emitting by itself. Whether you're looking at it from the left or whether you're looking at it from the left, right, center, doesn't matter. It's always going to be the same. But that's not the case here with the LED backlit technology that's emitting from behind. Okay? That's not the case here. You can't achieve that here because you got light emitting onto the LCD, bouncing off of the LCD, lighting up the LCD technology with quantum dots. You can't achieve the perfect viewing angle or the perfect deep dark levels. However, what you can achieve with this bad boy, look how bright it is. What you can achieve is outstanding peak brightness. And this is the reason why I got Q8FN. This is the reason why I have the Samsung Q8FN. Because of that peak brightness that I can't achieve with the OLED. Okay? So what is the difference between these two? Well, of course, much better deep dark levels. And I think you can see it. When I move my camera, you can see it, how the bright, that LCD panel. See, the LCD just simply can't handle it. The LCD can't handle it because it's not emitting by itself. It has a light behind it that's bouncing off and that it's emitting that LCD panel, and the LCD panel will have to brighten up that LCD panel. Here, you don't have that. It's all exactly the same. It's frozen in time. It's exactly the same because it's emitting the black pixel, the white pixel, the red pixel, the blue pixel, the yellow pixel, all of the colors. It's emitting it by itself. Here, that's not the case. Now, what does this all mean? What am I trying to say here on this video? And I know even though I'm trying to do this in the basic layman terms, I'm trying to explain this in the basic layman terms, I'm pretty sure there still will be some people out there that are gonna go one way or the other. Look, I'm not here to tell you go buy the OLED. I'm not here to tell you go buy the QLED. I'm not here to tell you go buy a 10-bit monitor instead of sRGB monitor. I'm not here to tell you go this way, go that way. I'm not sponsored. LG is not paying me. Samsung, it's not paying me. I'm not benefiting from either of them. I could care less if all of them lose the stock. If all their shareholders lose the stock tomorrow, I could care less. It's not going to affect me in any way at all. I could care less. What this is, it's me trying to give you some help. Okay, I'm not making this video for me. I'm making it for you, for those of you who are on the predicament, for those of you who are confused. And I know there's a lot of confusion out there. How do I know? I talk to people every day. I see people every day. And they tell me, dude, I don't know, man. I'm kind of in a predicament. I don't know what to choose. It's all very confusing to me. I don't know. So what I try to do is I try to dissect it for you and explain it to you. Okay? Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. What are the negatives? The burn-in, of course. Anyone will tell you that. Okay? Anyone will tell you that. If you go to Chernobyl and you don't go in there without some kind of like a meter to read the radiation and you keep touching shit, the chances are pretty darn good you will get radiated. The chances are pretty freaking good. Okay? If you go to Nevada, Nellis testing site where they were testing these atomic bombs, if you wander around there and there's still radiation there on these rocks, which I'm sure there are, guess what? There's a pretty good chance you will get radiated. If you go to the space and you don't, go to the procedure of, getting your suit properly decompressed for radiation, because there's a lot of radiation out there in space coming from the sun. Okay, sun gives out the radiation. What is sun? There's no burning fire on the sun. Okay? I hope everybody knows that. It's not like there's a fire burning out there. It's not burning fire. Okay? It's a fusion. It's a cold fusion. It's like using a magnifying glass, okay? But I'm not here to talk about the sun. All right? I'm just using these examples as something for you guys to understand in basic terms. I know some of these analogies, they're not maybe the best analogies or best examples, but what I'm trying to tell you, in other words, is yes, if you play with fire, there's a good chance you'll get burned. If you play with crocodiles, there's a pretty good chance you're going to lose your arm or a leg, or maybe you'll die. If you play with a fire gun, if you're firing the gun, you're not cleaning your gun, and you're being careless, there's a good chance you might get your foot shot or something. If you're not careful enough, if you're not wearing a seatbelt, there's a good chance you might die in your car if you're not paying attention and you hit something and you fly out the windshield. There's always a risk. I want people to understand this. There's always a risk. And yes, there is a risk with the OLED when it comes to the burn-in. But there's also a precaution that you can take. How much of the OLED light are you using? What are your settings? How often are you using your TV? Okay? If I walk out my home and I leave this on like this with a full OLED light, with contrast, brightness, with everything maximum, and I leave for 2 days and I come back, guess what's going to happen? There will be a burn-in. Okay? So, just like anything else, You have to take precautions and certain measures. That's the one negative that you'll have to deal with the OLED, the potential of burn-in if you're not careful enough. Now here, that's not the case. You don't have to worry about that here. But that's not to say that you can't have some issues with the LCD panel. LCD panel can break. LCD can easily be damaged. LCD, it's also fragile. So it's all how you take care of your technology. Just like everything else. The way you take care of yourself and your health is the same way the way you take care of your television and all your other products. Okay? So, which one is right for you? I don't know, guys. I'm not here to tell you which TV is right for you. I'm just here to tell you that the difference between these two. Okay, this is an LCD technology. It's impossible. Let me say this before I end this video. It is impossible. It is impossible for the LCD, LED. As long as it's a LCD technology with a LED backlit, I don't care how many dimming zones you put, it's going to be impossible for you to get the picture perfect deep dark levels the way the OLED has them. Okay? It's going to be impossible to get the viewing angles and the picture perfect deep dark levels. You're not going to be able to get them. But some people don't care about that. Some people care about the peak brightness for the HDR. And it's true, HDR needs the peak brightness. And therefore, this is why the QLED is the most desirable TV for the HDR. Especially if you go with the Q9FN with 2000 nits peak of brightness, limit brightness. That's what the HDR needs. It needs that peak brightness and it needs that color gamut. You can have a decent deep dark levels. I can sacrifice that. So this is why a lot of people are buying the QLED TVs, because they care about that peak brightness in HDR. And also they don't have to worry about the potential burn-in, stuff like this. Here, it's a different story. This is OLED. There's a good potential risk of burn-in if you're not careful. And this TV, it's not meant to be the brightest. If you're going to be buying OLED, hoping to get some peak brightness and get the brightest possible HDR, then you're buying it for the wrong reasons, okay? Yes, you can have, look, the peak brightness that's put on OLED is good enough for me personally, okay? Because I don't watch this TV in a lit up room, I watch it in a dark room. So for me, it fits me perfectly. But if you're somebody who has a big house and wants to buy an OLED 65-inch, put in the living room, I don't think that's a good idea. Because you got a big room, you got a pool on the other side, pool patio, there's so much light coming in, especially if you live in Florida or California, too much sunlight going in, or even Arizona, too much sunlight going in. So for you, I don't think it's a good idea to have the OLED. The OLED is something you want to put in a movie theater room, like something you want to design a movie theater room and make it look really nice, okay? For you who wants to keep it in a very lit up room, I would say get yourself Q9FN or Z9F from Sony, okay? I really hope that this 20 minutes that I've been mumbling and bumbling here, hopefully that this helps you out. I'm not a professional, but I do understand professionals. I do understand this profession. I do understand how television works. I do understand technology behind LCD. I do understand technology behind OLED. I do understand technology behind in-plane switching IPS panels. I do understand technology between twisted pneumatic and vertical alignment panels. I understand all of this. I don't need anybody to educate me, guys. I read, I study. Okay, if I want to learn something, I read about it. I study it. I go straight to the source. Okay? But what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to, in layman terms, in basic terms, I'm trying to explain some stuff to you. So that way you're not confused. I'm not here to tell you which TV to go. Go with this one, or go with that one, or go with this one. I'm only here to tell you the information. It's up to you to determine for yourself what you want to do. Is this good for you? Here's the information. You got all the information you need for this television on the OLED. Is it right for you? Is it right for you? Is this something for you? Only you can answer that question. I cannot answer it for you. QLED. Is QLED for me? Is the brightest TV? Should I get it? Is it for me? That's the question you got to ask yourself. I cannot answer that for you. I'm not here to tell you. So please don't ask me in the comment section which TV should I go with. If you ask me that, I'm not going to answer. I'm just going to ignore your question. Remember, I'm not a salesman. I'm just here to tell you the difference between the two. It doesn't matter what my preference is. People always ask me, but what's your preference, Mr. 4K? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I like. You're the one that's going to be watching that TV, not me. Your preference is important. What my preference is doesn't matter at all. What my taste is doesn't matter at all. You got to ask yourself, what is your taste? Don't ask me what is my taste. Ask yourself, what is your taste? So I hope that this video clarifies this confusion. I'm not a salesman. I don't sell TVs. I don't do that. I'm just here to explain it to you in an entertaining way, in the basic layman terms, so that every Mary, Joe, Shaniza, Veliza, Beriza, blah, 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 whoever, Mona Lisa, whoever's out there who has no clue about the TVs can actually watch this video and look it up and say to themselves, okay, maybe this is not for me, maybe this is for me, or maybe this is not for me. But only you can answer that question for yourself. I cannot answer it for you. All right, so thank you for watching, guys. So tomorrow I'm going to reschedule that Metro Exodus live stream part 4 around maybe 5 p.m., 5:30. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Have a good one, though. Take care.